Welcome to another episode of MacGyver's Workshop. Today we're going to work on my buddy and fellow YouTubers. Y'all know him as Daddy Tech Ent. He's right there. And his Tahoe decided to quit running under its own power, so we thought we'd make a good step-by-step video of how we're going to fix it, because this one is suffering from the classic. It had the old CSFI, which is central sequential fuel injection from the factory, and it failed on him, and we're going to change it over, of course, to the new multi-point fuel injection spider assembly. So we got some video where I went over and got his and had to get him because we had to push it over, obviously. And I thought to myself, I said, I done went and got him once with a Ford. I don't know if the poor guy could handle it twice. So that's why I took the UTV over, because it's GM based, since it was made out of a Fiero. So that made him feel a little better, at least. No words, man. Alright, so let's get this party started. Alright, first we want to start disconnecting all of our electricals here. And you want to be very careful with these plastic vacuum lines, because they will make your life a living heck if you sit there and bust one of these things.
Same thing there.
Yeah. But you have to be very, very gentle with these plastic lines, because they will break on you if you're not careful.
I'm not going all ham-fisted on stuff, so.
Oh, come on, that's part of your charm.
Yeah, whatever.
What else fails? Get a bigger hammer. Alright, so what we got our coil off of there, and we're when you get into the wiring harness, it's a bit of a challenge, because you got one bolt that's on the back side of the head, and it's a bit unwieldy climbing in and out of this engine bay, but we finally got it.
Should have probably took the hood off.
Nah, that's too much trouble.
4 bolts.
Yeah, but you're still trying to line the hood back up when you go back together with it.
That's why you etched the top mark on the.
Well, yeah, I know, but they still don't ever line up right.
I never had any problems with the ones I've taken out. Put it right back on the mark.
Well, yeah, you theoretically should, but get that out of there. Back in there where they go.
Pops off there.
So we should be able to
Not like that.
work around this here. Yeah, get your cables up there.
I figured we were getting close to where we can take the air conditioning compressor off, so.
Yeah, you want to, well, yeah.
I mean, it's loose, we can just lay it over there.
Yeah, just take it one little bracket off there.
Tool for the job, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. You know, use a pick. Use a right angle pick and go around there and loosen it up. Or you can just hand fist it the fuck off of there. You know you're gonna make a little bit of a mess maybe, right?
Yep. Just needing more coolant.
Oh. That'll be enough then.
Back's stuck on something. Oh, the clamp. There we go.
Alright, let's knock that out of there. You always want to be really careful with that. So it don't go pling. You know, really, Jim, I think that, yeah, that'll help us get the... Alright, another tricky one you're going to have to get to is for the fuel lines. Of course, once you get the fuel lines loose from the intake itself, then there's a bracket at the back of the intake where you gotta get the bolt out there. Don't let it scare you. They usually have Loctite on them, so they'll fight you all the way out. But we got it, so that's a good thing. Now, oh, it's all right. What was that in Emperor's New Groove? Sure glad you're not a big fat guy. Man, I had a pot calling the kettle black. Get some more of this wiring stuff off of here. And then we've got us a, what is that, a 15 there to get that ground lug off of there.
We don't have to take a distributor out, do we?
No.
Good. Thank God.
Yeah.
I was worried about that one.
No, we're good.
Of course, I did manage to put it in probably a tooth off the last time I did it, so
Yeah.
maybe I've gotten enough practice in with all this that
Get that out of the way. And we're almost there.
those are pretty
That's
clean.
the
Locking it.
90% of the work is getting everything out of your way so you can get the upper intake out of there.
Speaking of that, plastic WD out of the way here.
Yep, and we gotta take this bracket loose for the that holds this wiring harness in there and get that out of our way. Back loose. And we'll get it out of the way anyway. For the most part.
Yeah, I was trying to be real careful with that too,
Oh yeah.
because it has a tendency to break off a lot.
Yep. Well, you can do it one of two ways.
You can take it loose from the booster.
Well, no, not so much that, but you can take the hose off of it and leave the grommet in there.
Yeah, I was saying, just take the hose off the brake booster.
Well, and then you still got this thing in your way. So as long as we're
Ginger, we're taking it off.
yeah. See,
Okay.
the trick is you don't want to bust the ears.
Or the O-ring.
Yeah. Ooh. Sorry.
No. Oh, that was you?
What? Oh, it just smacked against.
No.
the-
I thought I was smelling like, oh heck, what do you call it?
Well, I didn't have Taco Bell, so you're
No,
safe there.
No, that's why I was like, that was you? It smelled like turpentine almost.
Oh.
Old gas in the
Intake.
intake
Yeah,
there.
well, it is open. That is open to the intake, so
Yeah.
we'll be
or at least in the vicinity.
Yeah. Now, we want to go ahead, now that we got that bracket loose, we can go ahead and pop the fuel lines out of here.
All the intake bolts up? Oh no. That's why we're taking those out, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't have all the intake bolts off just yet.
Ooh, still had some pressure on it.
Well, you had the key on,
Well, yeah, I did.
so.
Actually, I've had the key on twice since I was in
Yeah.
there. I didn't even think about that. I figured I'd doing good, crank it up, run it, let it drain itself out, and it wouldn't have any more issues. Yeah, I forgot it's mine. It doesn't work like that.
No.
So just those two.
I got a couple more bolts there, and the intake should be free.
Three or four.
Well, all of them on this side.
Yeah.
4 or 5, I think. Now I gotta remember, can't remember if there was one across in the back somewhere. I seem to think there is, but
No.
oh, shit. There you go.
See, this is why it's good that I'm not the one that put these on, because I'm probably sure I'd have cracked that whole upper intake.
Yeah, they don't take much. Here, go fishing.
Probably back here up underneath the
Oh, there you go.
distributor.
Okay, dokie. Alright, see what we can do here about.
Another one?
No,
Oh,
no, here's where we have to kind of push this thing down a bit, but I gotta remember the little trick that I had. Before, you have to be very ginger with it.
the clip on the back side that's the strongest one.
Well, no, the clipper is what holds this down to the intake.
Right.
But, you know, you're fighting that O-ring that's stuck in there really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
It's trying to come up.
and it's a bit of a tricky wicket here, trying to, not that we're really worried too much about.
O-rings, because we got replacement ones.
Well, and we're not really worried too much about the center spider because
No, new one.
we got the whole thing's being replaced. There we
There we
go.
go.
Now, if you can help hold that, try and hold that harness back out of the way. Because we gotta kind of work our, if I'm not oh yeah. Gotta work our way around this water outlet. There we go. Yep, you got the old style injector.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Got a whole new clip. Dang, that's not that bad looking in there.
No, it's not. Consider it.
Dang, you can almost eat off the inside of it.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as it's cleaner than I expected it to
Here,
be.
show the camera.
Well, that's actually pretty nice. And we'll still clean the throttle body and everything. But
That's a whole lot cleaner than they usually are.
yeah.
You like one of Joe's,
Oh, I had Joe's. I had to
Oh.
scrape all the crap out of it. Yeah.
I expected
Yeah.
to see like 30 times more than this. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I can wipe that off of there. I wonder how much of that the seafoam helped out with.
Yeah, well, and it's true, and the other thing is you don't have a whole lot of blow-by either, which is good. And, you know, all this is just from the EGR. So, now, the other bit here you want to be careful with these old style spiders is the, pulling the poppets out. You have to squeeze those little retainers together and pop them out each one at a time. Otherwise, you don't want to break them off and drop any bits down into the intake if you can help it. So,
Well, that one came out easy.
Well, yeah, they will if you hold your mouth just right. But you gotta pull them out in pairs, because otherwise one will get in the way of the other, and then you bust something if you're not careful. There, I got that one. And always.
Well, that one came out easy.
Well, yeah, they will if you hold your mouth just right. But you gotta pull them out in pairs, because otherwise one will get in the way of the other, and then you bust something if you're not careful. There, we got that one. And here in a minute,
Now,
we'll do our
you see how caked up the ends are?
yeah.
That's
okay.
what I expected to see all over the intake. Not it as clean as it was.
Oh yeah. Well, and they're always bad up here in the front because of the EGR, but
Yeah.
all right. So we got that now. Get a shop rag here. Jim's over there wearing his hand condoms. I just never could get into them, but
I found I save a lot on hand cleaner.
well, you know, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I don't need to be getting into all this nasty stuff, but you know what I do is pop that puppy off.
Yeah, look how caked up that is in there. I still think the seafoam's what helped me out the most on that.
Well, I'm sure it has. I mean,
Because that's a whole lot cleaner than I expected to see it. After seeing Joe's, and his had about the same amount of miles on it.
oh yeah. All right, now I gotta remember, how do we? Trying to remember how that out of there. We gotta turn these around like so. There we go. Now. Okay, so this is a quickie tech tip training moment here. The original ones that the Vortec engines came with, again, it was called CSFI, which is Central Sequential Fuel Injection, which means that all the actual injectors are in here in this center block. And then as that injector fires when it's supposed to, it allows the fuel to go down here, and then there's a little poppet valve at the end. Well, problem is that those little poppet valves would get clogged up with carbon and leak and lose fuel pressure. Now in this case, I think we believe that the problem may be in the fuel pressure regulator, but regardless, we're changing the whole thing out. The improved design has the electrics and everything all together down here at the end, and the actual head of the injector is recessed back where it's protected a little bit, so they don't tend to carbon up as bad, and that carbon gets all in the end of the injector. It won't leak. So there's a little, you can see the differences. Of course, you got your electrical wires coming all the way down through, and your actual physical fuel injector is right there. So it tends to be a much more reliable system, and anytime you change one of these out, they always seem to idle better, run better, throttle response is better. So I guess this was a good idea on paper, but you know, this was a worthy improvement. So there you go. We're gonna get this get that new spider back in there, and of course, hence that's why they call it a spider, because it looks like a spider.
Yeah. The only real difference, according to the Chevrolet dealership, is it's a bigger.
Yeah, bigger, more durable pressure regulator
have
too.
that little nipple. I'm not sure what that's even for, since nothing actually hooks to it.
Well, it's inside the intake manifold where all your vacuum is, so it doesn't really have to have a line going to it.
I see. That's
So my guess is this is the same regulator that goes on the end of a fuel rail of like a 3800 V6 or something, where it had a vacuum line going to it. So they just used off-the-shelf parts when they built this. So, but anyway, well, let's get the new one in there and get going.
I do like the way yours zooms in a little easier.
Yeah.
It's not as fast to just jump right there.
Yeah.
So you have to seat this completely before you.
No, they don't. They just slide down in there. They're not really not too terrible. All right. So that's in there like so.
And since they're not a group anymore, it's not like I can just order another one.
Oh yeah. Now, other things you should do is coat this O-ring real liberally with some Vaseline. All right, now I'm gonna need you to help me hold that harness out of the way. Something hanging me up back here. There we go. That's the deal.
I don't know what it is unless it's on that side.
Nope, it should be good here.
Just anyway, then I thought I'd be in there and do that.
This one's this one's a bitch.
Well, it's a pain in the neck because you got to make sure it doesn't have any pressure or torque on it.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of those that'll pop on easy enough, but we're all aching the knees trying to get it off of there.
There we go. Okay. Now there's your throttle bracket. Where did it go?
It's tucked under the. Nut screw it or on the table over here.
That's what I want to use.
Yeah.
Anytime you get this started first before we.
Yeah, so I got you. There we go.
All right. Here's one up there.
Have to do this next time.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Watch out. You got your. You want to put your.
The hose back on and the clamp and the. Tighten down the compressor and all that good does. should just pop right back down in there.
Yep. Should do that. Yeah, I'll have to, oh, let me get that clamp in there. Hold on. Get that one first. Right vicinity at least.
Get the clamp on, just pop it in there.
Yep. Okay. That was easy, wasn't it?
Nice that you got the right tool for the job.
Yeah. What was that other den that you bought? What's in that AC Delta box?
That was that bracket.
Oh. Oh, so it didn't come with the kit?
Yeah, yeah, it was part in the box.
Oh.
I just pulled it out before you got to see it all together, I guess.
All right, let me get your serpentine belt back on here then. And we'll be able to, should be able to test fire. Need the ratchet up a little bit. Did you not?
Yes, sir.
You got the AC compressor bolted down good?
Nope.
Well, you need to do that first before you put the belt on. So you need 15, I believe. There you go.
Yep. Oh, it was 14, but there's a 14.
Oops, my bad. Oh, here, get you a 14. Oh, that is 14, not a 15. It's not gonna even broke, is it?
No, but you're right, it is a 14.
So what is that, a 13? Sure enough. Well, my bad. Of course, I didn't take it off, so.
I took it off with a 14.
Yeah, you got lucky.
I did.
There you go. You'll want to snug that down pretty good, more so than you do with that ratchet box wrench.
You mean I got to do my hand fisting thing now?
Mm-hmm. Don't break my ratchet.
Or my bolt? Okay. Round that, round that.
You get it threaded roughly, and I can do the.
I'm ready for it.
Now you're gonna have to come around that tensioner, are you not?
Actually, yeah. Do that.
Get around the tensioner first, then the.
The other way.
Hmm?
The other way.
Oh, no shit. My bad.
Yeah, we're always aiming towards the center of the motor. I should have it.
Good. Let's get, oh. Hang on here, all right, this is we have that airflow sensor and all that shit on here, right?
Yeah. Two of them up. There's the airflow meter and the
Yep. yourself situated there.
Well, this is what goes on last. That goes in first.
Oh, good.
And it does not stay hooked in the firewall or the fender well, so.
Get me loose over there.
It's probably about as good as you're gonna get.
Really?
Yeah. Because it doesn't bore out. I've got the brackets to put it all back right. I just haven't done it yet. There's actually one bracket that mounts to the fender that I've got at the house.
Alright, now you know, of course, you gotta tighten that down because this has to be airtight.
It'll run without that though.
Yeah, but if you have if you have an air leak there and it doesn't pull all its air through that mass airflow sensor, it'll run like shit.
Yeah, well, welcome to my vehicles.
You don't have the nut that holds that down?
Yeah, but it's not gonna tighten it down. It'll get lightly snug and then sit there and stint.
Oh, is it a plastic one?
Yeah.
Well, I might have one that'll fit, but go ahead and try and fire it. Well, first turn the key on, let's build fuel pressure. Alright, so this is the magic moment here. Let me see if it'll fire up. We're gonna turn the
Huh?
Alright, so after getting that injector spider in there, it's coming along working perfectly here. Let's fire her up there, Jim, one more time. Of course, it wasn't doing that when it came in here, so again, that's the important part of proper diagnosis, because when you one of the things on these Vortec engines, with especially if you know it's got or think that has the old spider in it, is to do a fuel pressure test. And I think it's like 62 psi or something on this particular model. But if you do not have that, it will not run. So what was happening with this one is it would pump up to 62 psi, but as soon as the pump cut off, it would bleed right down. So that's not going to be enough for the motor to run. So. But we got him sorted, and appreciate y'all watching, and please subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all next time. See ya.